Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. It's another paid request, this time for Ozzie the Owl. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 1975 film The Ultimate Warrior. And of course, for a split second, I'm thinking it's going to be Ultimate Warrior just going around and tearing shit up, which actually might have been more of a fun movie. This is directed by Robert Clouse, who did Enter the Dragon, and I gotta say about this director, Bruce Lee is what made Enter the Dragon, not this guy. Because this guy, when you look at the other films he directed, he never got up to that level in terms of the fight scenes and stuff of that nature. And like I said, Robert Clouse was just a guy that got lucky that he got Bruce Lee to be in his film. And then he got a career doing these type of movies, action movies. But as a director, he's pretty basic and unmemorable. But yeah, Bruce Lee is what made him and what made that movie. The more you see Robert Clouse's direction in other movies, the more you realize how much Bruce Lee really, in a way, secretly directed Enter the Dragon. Because this one, it's okay, but it's very unmemorable. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic New York in 2012. Which, I mean, is before Mad Max, before the Road War, before Escape from New York. So it's an earlier post-apocalyptic movie. Right after Planet of the Apes films. It stars Yul Brynner, which I didn't realize he was a Russian American. I didn't realize he was part Russian. But Yul Brynner, probably one of the first, well, not the first, I don't know, one of the early stars that went with the bald look. Is that usually that was frowned upon. It was like him and Telly Savalas. Like, there weren't a whole lot of, nowadays it seems typical. But back then it seemed out of the ordinary to have your lead hero be bald. I know this sounds stupid, but when you look back, there wasn't a whole lot of that stuff going on. And the stories that Max von Sydow, may he rest in peace, great actor from The Exorcist and the voice of Vigo in Ghostbusters 2. He is the Baron. He is the leader of this commune, trying to survive, growing vegetables. He's got a pregnant daughter, and he's looking for a fighter to help out, protect from these bandits, led by William Smith, who has done quite a few stuff. He was the bad guy in the Gary Busey film Eye of the Tiger. He was Arnold's dad in Conan the Barbarian at the beginning of that film. He was in Maniac Cop. Been a lot of stuff. William Smith is your main bad guy leading these bandits who try to steal shit and they kill people. And again, this commune and Max von Sydow need a fighter. So they see Yul Brynner just standing on like a pedestal, kind of his eyes closed. I don't know if he's meditating or what. Until eventually some bandits attack Max's people, and Yul Brynner comes in, and he loves pulling out this knife and shanking fools. Now the fights, they're pretty clunky looking. I get that's trying to be a bit more realistic looking. There's definitely no finesse to it. There's definitely no finesse to the choreography. It's very, very basic. Kind of like, I dodge, I stab you. They're kind of trying to hit each other. Dodge, stab you. There's nothing you don't remember about the fight scenes, is what I'm getting at. Like, very basic. And he does kill some, I mean, he does kill quite a few bad guys in the movie. I'll give you that. It's not like he just kills one or two. But there's just nothing that you're gonna remember. Go, wow, remember that moment? Not a whole lot. The music at times does sound like a 70s TV show. The production design, it sounds like, as one person said, they kind of took sets from Beneath the Planet of the Apes or some others. Some rundown, cities and stuff. Long story short, Master von Sydow gets the idea of this commune's not going to last forever. I want you to take my pregnant daughter and these seeds used for farming and get to this specific location. And that's probably happens 2/3 into the movie. I would say the last third is Yul Brynner protecting this woman and going through underground tunnels to get to their destination, their goal. The rest of that is either the band is trying to get in the commune and trying to take some vegetables. They take some, they kill one person. Yul Brynner comes in, fucks up some fools. This is a whole section where this couple with a baby, which I don't know why the fuck you would take the baby out there. Shows how dumb the mother is. She could have just told someone, hey, can you watch the baby? I'll be right back. I gotta do an errand. And then go out by herself. But no, she takes the baby with her into the dangerous post-apocalyptic world where there's bandits are. And then lo and behold, the guy finds out what happened to her. What? Where'd she go? And the reason the mom went out there is to find some powdered milk for the baby. I mean, number one, get some fucking water first. I'd rather do that than, And why take the baby out there? Didn't make any fucking sense. The mom was a fucking dumbass. And lo and behold, got them all killed. That's the thing. Yul Brynner tries to go out and find them. When he gets there, it's too late. Gets to a fight with some. Escapes. Has to tell them that they're all dead. Which is a bit ballsy. I mean, we don't see the baby get killed, but we know that was the case. Because there's a bit where Yul Brynner finds someone holding it, and he kind of touches it, and he has this look on his face. And that's one positive about the film. I like Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner I do enjoy. Yeah, I read somewhere that if he had lived longer, it kind of would have been interesting to see him have like a Charles Bronson career. Or I guess nowadays like a Liam Neeson career. Where as an older actor, you would get these action films and B-movies and him kind of kicking ass. And I think he would work in that format. Because he has the look, especially his face. I mean, you look at Westworld, which I'm a fan of Westworld. I do quite enjoy that movie. He was pretty much the Terminator before Terminator. In fact, I think Arnold had said one of the things he based his work on in that movie was Yul Brynner in Westworld. I believe I've heard Arnold say that. Because in Westworld he played a cowboy, but he's a robot underneath, and his look and his mannerisms. I see Arnold take the inspiration for that for the Terminator. He's also most famous for the Teen and I and the Magnificent Seven. He just had that look, that demeanor, that strong stature in his voice. But he had an action movie facade that works well. It's just, I wish he was in a movie that either had a bit better pacing, just sometimes the pacing felt a bit sluggish, and that the fight scenes were a bit better, like choreographed, a bit more memorable, a bit more to them. And that's really the only type of action. There's really no other type of action. There's no big chase sequences. There's nothing vehicular wise. There's not really any other types of action, and I won't even say there's that much action. As I said, there's the bit where we first see Yul Brynner kicking ass. There's a bit when the assholes are stealing the vegetables. There's a bit when he's trying to find that couple who's the mom stupidly took her baby out into the dangers. Just leave her behind and just leave the kid behind and say, I gotta go run. I gotta go take a shit. It's a long one. Stay here. Watch the baby. But again, he does kill, a couple. I said a decent amount. Like I said, it's not just one or two, but far from wall-to-wall action. Far from it, Sally. And like I said, a couple of those physical moments, and then it gets into the rest of the plot where Master von Sydow says, take my pregnant daughter and the seeds, go into the underground and the tunnels. The town finds out, they're pissed off. What the fuck are you doing? They kill him. Which, granted, I thought that was a bit of an overreaction. I know they're pissed off about certain stuff, but I still thought there was a bit of overreaction on their part. And I was waiting for the bandits to come in and fuck all those people up, and it wasn't really the case. It was more of them going to the tunnels, and then Yul Brynner fucks up a couple people. There's a guy that he throws at a wall, and the guy's impaled on the wall. There's a guy that he throws through glass. He takes a piece of glass and slams it down. It's 1975, so you're not going to see a whole lot of gore or anything. Not a whole lot of blood. He does help deliver the baby, because as she gives birth to it. Even the big fight he has with William Smith isn't a whole lot to run home about. It's pretty much Will Smith has this thing that I don't know he even used earlier in the movie. It was like a steel ball with like a chain, and Yul Brynner's dodging it a bit. And it goes on for like 30 seconds until it catches his hand and they both fall, and then spoiler alert, it's caught on his hand, so he has to cut his hand off. Will Smith falls to his death. He puts it into the fire. And then like a quick montage of him and the girl going through all these environments. Do you think that'd be maybe half the movie, going through all these different environments and fighting these bad guys off? No, not the case. Because that'd be too expensive. And then they're ready to make it their destination. The movie ends, and then kind of over as they're on the beach. Like I said, it's cool to see Yul Brynner. I think he deserved a better project, especially one with the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, there's nothing really that ultimate about this. He is a warrior. He does shake some fools, but like I said, the action's few and far in between. When it's there, there's really not much in terms of choreography. It's fairly basic. It's cool to see Matt von Sydow there. Nice to see William Smith. Like I said, the music wasn't big on. Again, 70s TV show type of music. It just feels like a lot more could have been done with this. Whether it's... Because, think about it, in the 70s, you had Assault on Precinct 13. Like, you look at that film. That was... I'm trying to find what year did that film come out, now that I think about it. I should know. It's going to take a minute for this phone to start up, so I apologize. Because that was before Halloween, and that was 78. So that was probably around this time. Like, you look at Assault on Precinct 13... And you just say, well, is it the shooting that basic? But the way Carpenter was able to edit it together, like the whole bit with the build-up, grabbing the shotgun, just felt like there's a bit more impact to it. Felt more of dire circumstances. Plus the music definitely helped with that. Just made it feel more hard-hitting and intense, which you didn't really feel in this movie. And maybe what I was thinking is that you had a director that was kind of with the old ways, and then on the flip side, you looked at Dirty Harry, you looked at 1976, a year after this. So a year after this, you had Assault on Precinct 13. And yeah, maybe it is because of like Robert Clouse. Maybe he just was not the right director. I know it would seem like he was the right director, but if I look at his other work, he's probably only as good as his star. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe Yul Brynner. He's not. He's not Bruce Lee. He's not any of those guys. So maybe that's the thing. Is that he's only as good as the guy is that can help choreograph and do his fights. So like this guy did Black Belt Jones, Golden Needles, this movie, Game of Death, The Big Brawl, Force 5, Daily Eyes about the Killer Rats, Jim Cotta, China O'Brien 2. I mean, Jim Cotta's kind of fun for how ridiculous it is. China O'Brien has a couple of decent fights. The Big Brawl, I do like, but you could tell even Jackie Chan felt he felt like he couldn't do as much as he's done in other movies. But I actually don't hate that film. Battle Creek Brawl, The Big Brawl. Game of Death I don't like. It's not even a finished movie, Golden Needles I have not seen. I've seen the trailer to it. He's just not a primo director, is what I'm getting at. So. Again, maybe it's just Yul Brynner's just not the type of guy that you could get a whole lot of fluid physicality with. I don't know, but maybe you can. I mean, I don't know. Even that's the case, and that goes into choreography, that goes into how you direct it. Maybe have a bit more intensity with the fights or something. I don't know. With that said, I'm just rambling. Like I said, it's okay, but it's very unmemorable. I would say if you're a diehard fan of 70s cinema and you need to see as many 70s movies as possible, or you're curious to see Yul Brynner. But I mean, there's a whole lot of other post-apocalyptic movies you could watch and got a lot more entertainment out of. And I would say, I keep saying okay, but if I'm really being honest, I would say I'm not a big fan of the movie. I guess I keep saying okay as in I didn't hate the film. So sometimes I deem it, if I don't hate the film, I don't, oh, it was okay because I didn't hate it. But can I say I was really a fan of it? Not really. The more I think about it, I'm not really a fan of the movie. Even some of those Italian ripoffs, they felt a lot more fun. Whether they're bad or good, they felt a bit more action driven compared to this. So maybe it needed to be a bit more crazier, or a bit more zanier, or a bit more faster paced, or a bit more action. Just something to really make it come alive. And it just didn't have that. But with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.